Hi everyone. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you already watched the first video on how I use Screencastify as a student support. If you didn't, you probably want to go back and watch it because this video is more going to be on the technical how to actually break it down and use it and actually use the tool. This is not an infomercial. This is my way of trying to help you use tools that you have access to where you can use 5 minutes to support your students. And it's a wonderful tool that I've really started to use a lot, but there's a catch. As Jennifer, the lovely person I work with, can tell you, Screencastify does have its setbacks. If you accidentally touch your screen the wrong way, or if there's any sound in the background, or if you click on something the wrong way, guess what? It's going to let out this big burp in recording. And then when you want to go back, because you want to go into the editor and you want to actually show what you're doing and you listen, you're like, oh my God, I need to cut it. Now we need to talk about it. So this is what Screencastify looks like. Once you finish recording, you hit end the recording. I'm just not going to do that right now because I'm recording for you. And you hit end recording, and I'll get the menu out of the way so you can see more. Let's hide it. Screencastify does freeze on you, by the way. That's another bonus sometimes, and you hope it saved. See, it froze, saved, froze. Now, you can move around the different time spots you want to be in. You can zoom in. You can zoom out, depending on how detailed you want to get. I usually work toward the middle as I edit. Now, remember I told you about those sound burps? If you click on it, you see it's yellow. You can either cut, taboom. You can undo that cut if you don't like it. You can crop. What if you don't want everybody to see the lovely mess? Oops, I'm not cropping because it's not clicked in yellow. What if I don't want everyone to see all the things in my background? Well, guess what? I pull it down, I crop it, and I can click done. I'm just not going to click done because I don't want it to crop. I can zoom in if I want people to see text, although be careful when you zoom in, because when you zoom in, it only lets you do it in this perfect rectangle due to the transitioning over here. And you notice on the timeline, it's going to give you the arrow. You can make it longer or shorter, depending on what you do. There it is. It lets you see how it's going to zoom in and out. But as I said, it has to be a perfect rectangle that is in proportion to the screen size versus when you crop. Let's undo that. When you crop, it lets you make it any specific shape. You can add in a text box, and you could put the text box in. They need more functionality here with text, but they give you a whole slew of different fonts you can add in. You can make it a different size. You can highlight. You could change the font color, underline, bold, italicize. It tells you either right, left, or center, and then you can justify top, bottom, or middle. So sometimes you have to get a little creative with what you do with that. Let's undo that. Another feature that I personally found useful, especially when I'm showing actual student work to other students and I don't want them to see it, is the blur feature. I could put in these boxes and then I can add a new blur wherever I need to. So this way students don't actually see the name. This is really important when you're sharing with others. Now, the other cool thing is, so let's say I'm editing and I realize, remember, again, I keep going back to these screen burps I told you about, that, or like these funny sounds, especially when you change screens, by the way. Be careful with doing that on Screencastify. So there's a functionality that has saved me a few times. I can add media, meaning I can make a cut, although you have to get that exact cut so it doesn't sound like there's this weird like snapping noise in the middle. Um, I can upload from Screencastify. I have it on my DOE Google Drive. I can get another video from there. I can upload it, from my computer. And this is a new feature. You can add it in a title slide wherever you want. So this video is actually going to be a mashup by the time you watch it. I'm going to put in pieces of all my old videos to show you how it works for me. At the end, make sure you export, and you can save it to Google Drive. You can save it to actual your computer. You could download it, and you could do all sorts of other things. Now, if I wasn't recording right now, I would actually show you. It would let me into Screencastify to show you what my actual drive looks like. I can show you 1 second. I'm going to give you a screenshot, but I would show you what the actual Screencastify file looks like, what you can do to it. Now, here's what my Screencastify folder looks like. In my drive, you see I can access all my videos. I can open up a Google Drive, or when I'm not recording, which I will have to go back, in Screencastify edit, make a slash, put it in to show you. what it actually looks like when you open it up, because you want to open it up and edit. Now, this is what it looks like when you want to edit. I told you I had to make another video to do this and then slice it in. Well, here it is. It comes up, it starts to play. You can make it longer or shorter over here, but I don't ever do that here. I do it in the editor. You can unmute, you can rename it. You can also open it up in the editor, or you could just toss it in the garbage. Look, it's backing it up to my drive. You can have a link. I told you Edpuzzle, Google Classroom, YouTube. Then you could download it in different formats. You can also, when you click on those 3 bars here, see all your videos and everything you have in your information in the account. And when you go over here, when it's not recording, it's the other way you can access your videos. And once you're in the editor, when you hit export, you're going to be able to export it as an MP4 or Google Drive, depending on what you want, depending on what I'm doing with it, is how I use it. You can make it as shareable or not shareable as you need it to be. This is what I do. You get to open it up, you get to edit. You can export it to Edpuzzle, you can export it to YouTube, you can do whatever you need to do with it. And as directions, it has really saved me more than once during remote learning, and I hope it helps you.